please put your hands together for Stephen Taylor.
Whoa! What's going on, Kansas City? How we doing? There it is. Oh, Kansas City. It's been a year. I moved here last January all the way up from Louisiana. I've learned a lot of lessons. I should have known I was going to learn a lot of lessons up here after the first day. I moved here, small town in Louisiana. I get to the big city. The second day that I live here, I go to take my dog outside. And my truck wasn't where I parked it. Like it was stolen. And so I went to the KCPD. This is 100% true. The second day I live here, my car gets stolen. I go to the KCPD. I say, excuse me, I've lived here for a day, and my truck got stolen. And this lady had the audacity to look me in the face and go, welcome to Kansas City. At that moment, I knew this isn't going to be easy. This is going to be tough. A month later, it's Valentine's Day. Once again, 100% true. Valentine's Day. My wife, we were engaged at the time. She was back in Louisiana. So I spend my Valentine's Day hanging out in a dive bar with another comedian, which is the saddest way you could spend a Valentine's Day. And when we came back, we only drank for 2 hours. My rental car wasn't where I parked it. Are you following me on this? We live in a godforsaken hellhole and nobody wants to talk about it. I call the cops. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 24 degrees outside, which to me means that global warming doesn't exist. It's too damn cold. I'm freezing. I'm so mad. The cops came up to me and they asked me the same question that everybody asked me after the first car got stolen. And they said, did you lock your door? Yes. I'm from a small town in Louisiana. After you have one car stolen, you're from a small town, your entire perspective changes. I didn't trust anybody at all. I lock my door when I shit and I live with my dog. But I've learned a lot of lessons up here. I've really enjoyed Kansas City. You big city liberals have indoctrinated me. I just kind of realized how subtly racist my upbringing was. Nothing extreme, just a little subtle. Every year we had the National Black Rodeo come through town. And every year, my grandma said the same thing. Well, Stephen, what if we had the National White Rodeo? They'd call us racist. And it's like, yeah, we have every other rodeo. We can let them have one rodeo. It's not going to ruin the entire thing for them. But she said the same thing. It's this idea of reverse racism. They really believe it. She'd come into my room. I'd be watching BET. Who laughed at that? I am cultured, ma'am. She said the same thing. Well, Stephen, what if we had the white entertainment television channel? What? Can't name a television channel white, grandma. That's a porn. You can't put that on basic cable. Plus, we already have the white entertainment television channel. We have CMT. Country music, Caucasian music television. That is our FUBU. That is for us, by us. The one thing that always cracked me up, though, is that she hated the NAACP. Not for what they stood for or anything that they did, but because she said if we had the NAAWP, people would call us racist. Once again, Grandma, yes. They would. We've already had that group. Little history lesson, learn you something. 1984, we had the NAAWP, and it was started by David Duke. You know, the former Grand Wizard of the KKK that ran for Senate in Louisiana and got 60,000 votes because racism's dead, y'all give it up. So, no. NAAWP. It's the dumbest idea in the world. Why do we need an organization dedicated to the advancement of our people? Haven't we done enough? We've colonialized countries. We've oppressed millions. We're starting to get good at hip hop. We're doing big things. Iggy Azalea's fancy as hell. That's all I'm saying. Also, this is the thing. This is the one that got me. This is the one that sent me over the edge to realize we have a major systemic problem. And that's that white men run the NBA. Got a lot of white eyes staring back here. The only person that's an executive in the NBA that is not a white male is Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player ever. I'll give you some perspective, put it in a little context for all you little white people out here. It'd be like if you turned on golf tomorrow, you turned on golf and you found out it was being run by like DMX and the Rough Riders. Like, it's not illegal, but you're gonna have some questions. DMX has some splaining to do. Anybody got crazy family they follow on Facebook? Good for you. If you don't, you're probably the crazy person people follow on Facebook. I have a crazy uncle, Uncle Ricky. And Uncle Ricky shared this meme the other day. I follow him just for this type of material. He said, you can have black power, and you can have Mexican power, and you can have Asian pride or Asian power, and you can't have white power. What's up with that? It's like the worst Seinfeld joke in the world. But it's this idea that there's no difference between white power and black power. And I'm like, Uncle Ricky, there is a difference. I tried to explain it to him one day. I said, Uncle Ricky, like, say I had a black friend. Like, hypothetically speaking, I have a black friend. Stay with me, Kansas. And I take Terrence to a barbecue. Terrence shows up, and my crazy uncle yells out, white power! I'm gonna have to look at Terrence and be like, hey man, we gotta fucking go. We gotta leave. This is gonna go terribly. But if Terrence takes me to a cookout, we go, he's got a crazy uncle, and his uncle yells out like, black power. Like, I'm gonna feel a little awkward. But they're gonna let me stay and eat potato salad. They're not gonna kick my ass. There's a difference. There's a big... I don't want to talk about race relations. I don't want to bore y'all too much. The O.J. Simpson case was going on in 1994. I was born in 1992. I don't understand the world around it, but now they've got documentaries coming out. John Travolta's playing characters. It's dope. It's very relatable. I'm learning myself something. But the one holdup that they still have in the O.J. case is that there were 2 sets of footprints coming into O.J.'s house, and there's 1 set of footprints coming out of O.J.'s house. And it's pretty clear to me that that's just where Jesus carried O.J. out of the house. Some of y'all had white grandmothers. Oh man, it's been fun. Y'all have been a great crowd. I really appreciate y'all coming out. I got married last July. Thank you, yes. That is why I'm dressed like this right now. That is who dresses me now. I had to get a haircut for this, and it wasn't on my own accord. I didn't have... But we've been together for 7 years. 7 years is a very long time to be together. It's taken a lot. We've been through a lot. Things started kind of getting boring around the 5th year. We had to spice things up. We really got into role play. Bear with me. My favorite thing used to be when she dressed like a cop. I like a woman that has agency, power over the situation. I'm a feminist. Thought that was going to get more laughs with this accent. But we had to stop. She gets way too into character with it. She came into the room. She said, assume the position. And I'm standing there against the dresser. She said, do you know why I stopped you today? I said, because I was masturbating in your bedroom. She said, yes. She said, do you have any narcotics on you? And I said, probably. Not completely sure. And she said, do you have any weapons, anything that might hurt me? That's when she's patting me down, and then she grabs my dick and goes, he's got a gun, and she beat the shit out of me. She really got into character. I think she yelled the N-word a few times. She's like the Daniel Day-Lewis of role play. How much did y'all pay for these tickets? You just hear a Southern man give a sex joke about police brutality. You should have paid more. I've got to get her back though. It was really messed up. I didn't appreciate it. My favorite thing is her favorite thing is when I used to dress like a doctor. So I have my surgical coat on. She'll come into the room. She'll be like, "I need my prescription filled of dick," or whatever she would say. I'd have some name tags behind me. I'd turn around and I would just write Dr. Cosby, and then I would put that on. No. I don't want to lose you here. I'm not going to assault my wife. I am going to give her long lectures about why she shouldn't say the N-word so much. Because that's what Bill would have wanted. I'm glad that worked. I'll get out of here soon. I just want to know, can I tell you the funniest thing I've ever done? The whole reason I do comedy now is to beat this story. Do you mind if I tell you this story? It was 2 years ago, and I was babysitting my nephew. I was babysitting my nephew the way any good male babysitter does. I was in the living room. He was in his bedroom. I'm just hoping for no deaths. I hear him scream out. I go running into the room, see what's wrong. And he yelled, "It's a spider, it's a spider." And I looked down, and it was a piece of lint. This is a fucking idiot. He doesn't know anything. He's 2. He's a dumb 2-year-old. And so then I was faced with the most challenging thing I've ever been faced with, which is explaining the abstract concept of lint to a 2-year-old. I have no idea where it comes from. It ends up in my belly button, and I just accept it. I never ask questions. So I couldn't do it. I just looked at him, and I said, "Buddy, it's a fuzzy." And I swear to God, he looks me dead in his little 2-year-old face. He just looks up at me, and he goes, "Uncle Steven, I don't like the pussy." And I said, "You might." It's 2017. I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but like, don't knock it till you try it. Then I had the greatest idea I've ever had. To this day, everything I do is to beat this moment. I called my sister his mother. I said, "Nicole, Jaden needs to tell you what happened today." Jaden gets on the phone and he goes, "Mom, there's a big old pussy in my room." That is a good start, Jaden. That is a good start. I hear her freaking out on the other side of the phone. She's, "Wow, what's going on? What's going on?" I look at him, his little soul, and I grab the lint, and I shove it in my mouth, and he goes, "Mom, Uncle Steven just ate that pussy." Son, you're going to be amazing one day. I'm very proud of you. Guys, that has been my time. You have been absolutely wonderful. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much.